Hey guys, what I have here today is the new SJCAM M20, an action camera that'll give you some very great footage for a very reasonable price. At just $120, it's impressive how many features and accessories have been crammed in here, and I will show you all of that after a quick unboxing. Unlike GoPros that only come with a pair of adhesive mounts in the box, the SJCAM also comes with a frame housing, 2 rotating adhesive mounts, a few extension brackets, tripod adapters, and also a handlebar mount. This stuff is all of decent quality and almost all of it will be compatible with your previous action cam accessories. Now that we've got all of that out of the way, let's take a look at the actual camera. The M20 has a very compact design that sets itself apart from most action cameras out there. It's very durable too, with the included waterproof housing that will let you dive up to a depth of 30 meters underwater. There are even 7 color options for you to choose from. You have a total of 4 buttons on the camera, 2 on the top and 2 on the sides, and a total of 5 lights to show the status of the camera. One of my favorite features about this camera is the 1.5-inch display on the back that'll let you monitor your video without having to bring out your phone, makes changing the camera settings a hell of a lot easier, and also allows you to play back your footage right on the device. There's a small speaker built right under the screen, and taking a look at the right side, you'll find a micro HDMI port for live output, a standard micro USB port, and a micro SD card slot that'll support up to 128 GB. Lastly, on the bottom of the device, you'll find the slot for the 900 mAh battery that'll last up to 80 minutes of continuous 1080p video, but the battery life will vary depending on the settings you have selected. Overall, I really like the design and form factor of the M20, and I think that'll be able to take quite a beating before giving out. One nice touch that I want to mention is that the lens doesn't poke out quite as much as the ring around it, meaning that it won't scratch if placed face down without the waterproof housing, something that even GoPro doesn't have figured out yet. Let's get down to business. Instead of showing you some boring sample clips, I decided to go out and shoot a short video using nothing but the SJCAM M20. I hope you enjoy. Image quality is the most important thing by far, and I hope that video can help you decide whether or not the M20 is good enough for you. It has a 16 megapixel Sony sensor that is capable of shooting videos at resolutions of 1440p at 30 fps, 1080 at 60 fps, and an interpolated 4K at 24 fps. The 4K here is actually upscaled from a lower resolution, kind of like what a console might do to reach a certain frame rate. I would personally stay away from this because it doesn't make that much of a difference when compared to 1440p, while draining more battery life, but it's still a nice feature to have included. I recommend shooting at 1440p for slower scenes to allow for a bit of cropping in post, or 1080p at 60 fps for most occasions. The video looks very good in general, with vibrant colors and perfect exposures almost every time. The white balance is good, and the colors are very accurate and a bit saturated, which looks nice unless you wanted to color correct it yourself. But let's be honest, no one's going to do that with this camera anyways. I noticed some purple fringing around bright edges, and it does get a little grainy in lower light situations, but also has an impressive dynamic range that keeps everything visible in high contrast settings. You can adjust the FOVs to your liking, but I would really recommend keeping this off because the narrower FOVs just don't look as clean. One big feature here is that it has a built-in gyro sensor that digitally stabilizes the video, making handheld footage much more usable than something like a GoPro, for example. This makes a huge difference, and I really don't understand why this isn't built to every action camera out there. When comparing the SJCAM to my GoPro Hero 3 Plus Black Edition at 60fps, the M20's footage is less clean with more color fringing and moire. That might be down to the compression, as the 30fps footage actually looks sharper than that of the GoPro and has more saturated colors. Considering the price difference here, the SJCAM does a very good job. I'm super impressed with the photo performance here, and it even supports RAW files for those who want to retouch the images. Time-lapse footage looks great, although I would have liked it even more if you could shoot in intervals that are less than 1 second long. Slow motion is supported for your most intense moments, with 60fps at 1080p, 120fps at 720p, and even 240fps at 480p. The audio that this thing can push out is very impressive with the waterproof casing off, but like all cameras, it's almost completely useless with the case on. This can be used as more than just an action camera, however, as it can be easily used as a webcam and also serves as a perfect dash cam. It can automatically start recording once it receives power in this mode, and write over old footage once the memory card is full. If you want a temporary security cam, this can also start recording footage when motion is detected. Like I mentioned earlier, the settings are easily accessible from the menus thanks to that screen, and there is also an app that lets you control it all from a distance. The app doesn't officially support the M20 as of right now, however, and you can't use resolutions that are higher than 1080p at 30fps. I never really used the app anyways, as the on-screen display was more than enough to do everything I wanted. There's also the option to use an external remote that can be strapped to your wrist, but costs an extra $20. I would opt for the selfie stick option, however, as that gets you a very high quality pull on top of the remote for just $26. Overall, I am very impressed with this camera. It has great video with image stabilization, excellent photos, some very useful features, and a ton of accessories included in the box, all for a very affordable price. A similarly priced option from GoPro has nothing on the M20, and I would happily recommend it to anybody looking to buy an awesome action camera without having to break the bank. Alright guys, that's the end of the review, and if you enjoyed it, please hit that thumbs up button, and I will be sure to answer any questions you may have in the comment section below. As always, thanks for watching, and please subscribe to see more awesome content like this.